The story begins with a few people creating a star on the Walk of Fame, a star named Elizabeth Sparkle. Elizabeth was once a stunningly beautiful model and the popular host of a famous fitness show. People adored her so much that they would visit her star just to take selfies with it. But as time passed, people's attention began to fade away. The once bright star cracked and broke apart, symbolizing how the world's love for Elizabeth Sparkle had started to disappear. Cut to the present day. Elizabeth Sparkle, now 50 years old, is no longer the glamorous icon she once was. In her youth, she was the talk of every magazine and every show. But those days are gone. She still hosts the same fitness show, clinging to the only piece of her old fame that remains. After the latest shoot ends, Elizabeth walks toward the restroom, only to find that the ladies' restroom is closed. So, she quietly slips into the men's restroom. Elizabeth quickly hides inside a stall, trying not to make a sound. The producer begins talking on his phone, unaware that Elizabeth is listening. He says coldly, "I need a new face for the show. Elizabeth isn't the same anymore. Our ratings are dropping every week. No one wants to see her on screen now. I can't take it anymore. I need someone young and beautiful." Elizabeth listens, her heart breaking with every word. The beauty she was once so proud of had become her curse. She looks into the mirror and sees deep wrinkles and tired eyes staring back at her. Tears fill her eyes as she realizes she's about to lose the only thing she has left, her career. A few days later, the producer calls her to meet at a hotel. Sitting across from him, Elizabeth listens as he says, "Look, Elizabeth, you know how things work. People always want something new. The spark you once had, it's gone now. To keep the show alive, I need to replace you." The words crush her. Broken and humiliated, Elizabeth drives home in silence. The producer's words echo endlessly in her head. As she passes by a billboard, she sees workers tearing down her giant poster. Distracted and devastated, she loses focus and crashes into an oncoming car. Miraculously, she survives the accident without a single scratch. The doctor tells her that her reports are completely normal, but instead of relief, she bursts into tears. Her life and career are falling apart. Before being discharged, a handsome male nurse checks her spine as part of a routine exam. As he finishes, he quietly says, "You're a perfect candidate." Then he hands her clothes to change. Elizabeth notices a strange black mark on his wrist, but doesn't say anything. When she gets home, she finds a note in her pocket. The nurse had slipped it there. The note says, "This changed my life." Along with it, there's a small USB drive labeled "The Substance." Curious, Elizabeth plugs it into her TV. A video starts playing, explaining that the substance is a revolutionary formula, a magical injection that can create a second, younger version of the same person. According to the video, when injected, the body splits, forming a new young version while the original body remains unconscious. Both versions share the same life force, meaning they cannot exist independently for long. The younger body can stay active for 1 week. Then the older body must take over for the next week, alternating endlessly. A special stabilizer fluid must also be used daily to keep both bodies alive. Without it, one version could die, destroying the other as well. Elizabeth laughs bitterly, thinking it's all a scam. She throws the USB into the trash. Later that night, she goes to a bar, trying to drown her sorrows. She sees a young couple laughing together, full of life. Nobody even glances at her. Jealousy and pain twist inside her. She returns home and begins throwing things around in anger. Staring into the mirror, she whispers, "Look at you, old, useless." Once she was worshipped by thousands. Now nobody even remembers her name. She can't bear it anymore. Desperate to regain her youth, she digs the USB out of the trash and calls the number shown at the end of the video. A cold voice answers. She says, "I want to order the substance." The voice doesn't ask much, only her address, and tells her where to collect the package. The next morning, as she reads the newspaper, she sees a headline announcing that her company has officially replaced her. The pain cuts deeper than ever. Just then, a delivery arrives, a small sealed envelope with a card inside. Following the instructions, she drives to the address mentioned, a deserted industrial area. She unlocks a door using the code from the card and enters a dimly lit storage room filled with metallic lockers. She finds the locker with her number and opens it. Inside lies a box marked "The Substance." She takes it home and opens it carefully. Inside are several vials, syringe, stabilizers, and instruction papers. The instructions read, 1. Use the activator. This will separate the younger version of your body from your current form. The old body will lose consciousness. 2. Daily stabilization. Extract a small dose of the substance from the spinal fluid of the inactive body and inject it into the active one to keep both alive. 3. Weekly switching. After 1 week, switch bodies. The younger version rests and the older one awakens. You must not skip the switch. There's also a special liquid food to feed the inactive body during its rest phase. Elizabeth stands in front of the bathroom mirror, staring at her wrinkled reflection. Do I really want to do this? She wonders, but the thought of growing older terrifies her. Finally, she injects herself with the activator. At first, nothing happens. Then suddenly she feels an unbearable pain. Her eyes widen, her pupils split in two, and her spine begins to twist violently. With a horrifying crack, her back bursts open, and from inside, a young breathtakingly beautiful woman emerges. The new version of Elizabeth. The young Elizabeth stares into the mirror, mesmerized by her beauty. She can't believe it. It worked. She quickly stitches the wound on the old body's back and connects the nutrient tubes to keep it alive. Then she cleans up, dresses up, and steps out into the world. People on the street can't stop staring at her. She radiates youth and confidence. However, soon her nose starts bleeding. Panicked, she remembers the instructions. She needs to stabilize herself daily. She extracts fluid from her unconscious old body's spine and injects it into her new one. The bleeding stops instantly. Now ready to reclaim her fame, she goes to the same studio that once fired her, but introduces herself as Sue. Sue's beauty leaves everyone speechless. The producer immediately hires her, unaware that she is actually Elizabeth reborn. When asked about her weekly absence, she lies, "I visit my sick mother every weekend." The producer agrees instantly, afraid to lose his new star. Within weeks, Sue becomes the new sensation. Fans adore her, ratings skyrocket, and everyone falls in love with her, just like they once did with Elizabeth Sparkle. But deep down, Elizabeth knows the truth. Behind this flawless young face still lies her aging, hidden self, waiting in the dark.